Spitting from the dome, man. It's your boy Sauce. Thank you for following the show. I appreciate you. Anybody tapping in live, anybody watching, right? We doing some different things. And I got one basketball. Matter of fact, we'll do all that later. Welcome to the show. We got a lot of hot topics going. It's Friday, March the 27th, maybe. I just know it's still March, my birthday month, so it's been a great month for me. I'm happy, but I'm ready to get back to pod. I got to get some serious pod in. So I was watching the Jay-Z interview, a lot of debates about it, and one thing that particularly struck me when he spoke about, when he spoke about J. Cole and Drake and the whole beef and the whole whiny thing, right? And it took me down a rabbit hole, right? This is something I got from Van Lathan, his podcast. They do, you do an autopsy on a post. Like you see what kind of damage it leaves, right? And it led me to another discussion. So I decided to merge the two about non-black people saying the N-word, right? And I want to get really, really straight to it. Hold on, let me drop this link for everybody that's watching me live. I'm gonna put a link if you want to tap in, you want to join the discussion. Feel free to tap in. Link is available. We can go live. You think your opinion is valid. You think we got something going. Then let's go live. Let's talk about it. Here at Concrete Genius Pod, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Everything's good. Everything's groovy. We winning. But I do like input from people, and I do like your opinions. So I appreciate you. Concrete Genius Pod, man. It's your boy Big Sauce. Follow me on all socials at Concrete Genius Pod, man. I love y'all. But let's get down to the nitty gritty, right? When I hear people say, yeah, man, we don't care about Mexicans saying the N-word. We don't care about Hispanics saying the N-word. We let white boys say the N-word. You know what I'm saying? We don't care. That's just how it is here. When I hear you say that, right, which is, I feel like it's kind of weak, but I'm also aged out of that being mad about it phase. But when I hear that statement, that's just how it is. We let our Mexicans say the N-word. We don't care about Asians saying the N-word. You know what that tells me? That tells me you live somewhere where you can't do nothing about it. If you wanted to. Because the only places I hear when non-black Americans frequently are just so brazen in their culture vulturing, so vague, so brazen in their appropriation of the N-word and our slang and our vernacular and our style, is always happening in places where black Americans are usually the minority. And I don't want to piss off the few militant people in these places that do stand up, like my brothers in LA that don't tolerate it, my brothers in New York, Northeast that don't tolerate it. But the difference is between the Northeast and the West, as opposed to the South and the Midwest, is the dudes who don't play that shit, we the majority, right? So I give you an example. You take all these dudes, all these foreign-born dudes who say that they got an N-word pass and it's just how it is down here. You don't know how it is out here. If you so comfortable in saying the N-word, just go to Florida, go to Atlanta or something, man. Just walk in the elevator full of black people and be like, what's up, niggas, y'all good? That's all I want you to do, buddy. You ain't got to do much, So when I hear people say, oh, we cool with it, man, that's just how it is. I got plenty of white homeboys that say nigga. I got plenty of Spanish homeboys that say nigga. I got plenty of Asian homeboys that say nigga. I feel like that's just, you just assimilating for survival. You ain't happy. You ain't happy that Chinese man calling you a nigga. You know what I mean? Not that he's saying it in the fact so cool. I would rather a Chinese or Mexican call me a hard ER than just try to call me on some what's up nigga shucking and jiving shit. You know what I mean? So now again, before I hear all this fuss from all the brigade, all the Hispanics that and all the non-blacks that think they just got such a voice in the Black American movement. Before you justify that non-blacks person right to say nigga, right? Because 95% of non-blacks say nigga in private because it's just a powerful word. It makes you feel powerful. It's a word so powerful we got hunched and we got hung over it and burned down in towns, and we used it. It was used to be so disrespectful, and we turned it into something cool that the entire world wants to say just to feel powerful. Because what we not acknowledging is that to survive as a black man in America with confidence is power. To survive as a black woman in America, especially around the time that we took the power back from the word nigga, and it's happened over generations. We control the culture. That's why nobody black has ever argued to say a derogatory slang about another ethnicity, because we don't care. That's the truth of the matter. The truth of the matter is we don't care. We don't really care what y'all got going on. We don't care what y'all dances are, what y'all slangs are. All a nigga want to do is drink some fucking tequila on Cinco de Mayo, eat a taco, eat some Chinese food, and maybe if a nigga get caught up in that shit, back in the day, nigga used to get an old Chinese letter tattoo. Because you don't hear nobody going to Gary, Indiana, talking about I can say the N-word if I want to. You don't hear nobody going to South Side Chicago, West Side Chicago, over East Chicago, talking about, yeah, I can say nigga if I want to. No. You don't hear nobody inner city Indianapolis talking about, what's up, niggas? I say nigga, y'all ain't gonna do it unless they got a gun or something they doing at the time. But it's always a nigga in the Midwest or down south that's willing to knock you out for saying nigga. And not for you thinking you got the right. And not only that, like, you ain't gonna say it in Detroit. All you non-blacks that think y'all can say it, y'all comfortable in y'all domiciles in the Northeast or on the West Coast or certain little pockets of Houston. You know, every time you see a video of some non-blacks fighting, yeah, what's up, nigga? Come on, nigga. Come on, nigga. Let's go. Take that money. Like, ain't no other cool word y'all could have came up with besides nigga, bro. Concrete Genius Pod, man. Follow me on all socials. And then the crazy thing is, like, we could ask the motherfucker, be like, hey, man, can y'all just stop saying it? Why, man? It's just a word, man. Well, stop saying it then, Guadalupe. It's just a word, Holmes. You know, you guys don't own the word, man. You guys don't own the fucking word, guy. Come on, man. Fucking chill, man. You fucking my ties don't own the fucking word, nigger, man. You know? Shit's not cool, man. You know? Come on, son. You don't own the word nigger, man. Fucking puntos. The fuck is this? This shit was better last night. I'm gonna try it. Keep trying. Yeah, man, but they get the blood telling you that shit, man. You guys don't own the word, man. It's just a word, man. All the young kids are saying it, man. Well, if all the young kids are saying it, see, and this is how they trick black folks, man. Concrete Genius Pod, follow me on all socials, man. I'm the best of the best. And I say that again, I'm the best of the best. But where is all this black unity when it don't pertain to black culture or black penis, right? Where is all this we are the world unity from all these people of color, yeah, colors, right? Where is all this unity when a black person trying to apply for a job in Southern California and the person interviewing him is Hispanic? You ain't got a chance in hell of getting a job. See, they ain't gonna argue about that. They gonna argue over saying nigga and being able to rap and being able to dress and act like us and twist your fingers up and do the same thing we do in the camera. Hey, when we see y'all, we gonna catch you niggas. We murking all ops. Black kids can't have nothing without you anchor babies imitating it or stealing it. And this is just true, man. Sometimes only a hit dog holler. So if you hollering, I probably hit you, right? Concrete Genius Pod, man. Follow me on all socials. But when we go to court, ain't no people of color in court. Ain't no people of color in jail. Certain jails, you can't even sit with black people if you Hispanic. You Middle Eastern or something, you can't be with the blacks. You Indian, Asian, you can't be with the blacks. And you know this. So why are you so adamant on saying nigga? Why is this word so powerful to you that affected us? Do we get any space, any grace in this world? I always say being black in this world is such a case study because you can't even mind your own business in peace. You can be black, pay all your bills, have all your taxes paid up to date. Your credit score can be 849 and a half. You can own your home, own your business. You can be a Christian. You can be a civil servant. And there's going to be somebody not black that's going to not allow you to mind your fucking business. It's just a true story, right? We can't even take a word that we created from our unique struggle and make it our business. We can't even create a music from our unique struggle and have our own opinions on it. A non-black person will get up here and literally tell niggas, you niggas don't own nothing. We're going to rap and we're going to imitate and we're going to copy and we're going to duplicate what we want, right? Black people has to be the only subject or noun, person, place, or thing that is always told it's inferior, but always constantly imitated, right? See, that's how I learned I was a fly nigga when I was a kid. I ain't even had no money. The niggas had little motorcycles. They was selling little dope. They used to always crack jokes on me and then imitate me. And my sister told me, she said, oh yeah, them niggas see you coming. You look better than them. You funnier than them. You got pretty teeth. You can fight. All you got to do, once you clean up, it's over for them. And she was right. Because they wanted to imitate me, so they insulted me. And that's how you foreigners, well, I ain't gonna call y'all foreigners, some of y'all born here, but that's how you non-black participants in hip-hop act. You want to imitate us, but you want to insult us. The same motherfucker that will firebomb a nigga for moving in an apartment full of Latinos will sit up here and tell you how much they love Snoop Dogg. The same Asian police that will tell, the same Asian person that will tell every person, tell their employees to watch everybody come to the store black, I don't care if she's an old lady, will sit up here and tell you how much of a joy they get out of watching LeBron James play basketball. It's totally fucking amazing. I just don't understand it. Like, black people just can't be in peace. And as far as using the N-word, you black, I'm trying to use it less. I ain't gonna lie. I got such a core audience. My followers getting bigger and bigger. I'm trying to use it less. But it comes out sometimes. It's just part of life. But as I get older, I'm trying to use it less. Follow me on all socials at concretegeniusmedia.com. Now, when we talk about the N-word, non-black people using it, again, like I said, I'm an OG now. My family depends on me on a daily basis. My wife, my kids, nieces, nephews. I got a whole ecosystem that depends on me. So even though I'm a person who's most of my life been driven by anger and spontaneousness and getting upset and being able to check what I want to check, I'm way past the age of checking something over some shit that ain't got nothing to do with me. And people checking non-blacks for casually poaching our culture is not going to start with me. I'm an OG to the game. It's got to start with the people who actively creating the culture right now. Now, I am creating the culture, but not from a youthful perspective, right? It's old men for counsel, young men for war. So I'm an old man. I'm giving you young men the game, right? I don't care how much you thugging, how rugged you are, how you about your money, right? Stop letting people piggyback off your culture, because what happens is you black, you kicking all this gang shit. You got 3 white boys, 2 Mexicans, and an Asian. It's fun. We out 13, 14, hitting cars, doing shit. Everybody in the game for life. But the minute y'all catch a murder charge, that when they go to court, that white boy gets to be white again. When they go to court, that Hispanic gets to step away and say, oh, no, I me no black. Goes to the nigga, bro. And the nigga is you. So have pride about your surroundings and how you share your space culturally. Have pride in your cultural real estate. Have pride in yourselves and your identity. And one more thing I like to say to you foreigners that are so comfortable telling black people, well, we gonna tolerate y'all stealing from us. If your parents or grandparents, even if they was here, if you are a person of color, right, and you live in America, you owe a large percentage of your freedoms to the Black Civil Rights Movement. If you are a foreign descent person of color, be it African, Puerto Rican, any Middle Eastern country, if you are a non-white immigrant in America, you owe your freedoms to the civil rights movement and the effort and the lives lost and the risk people took, Black Americans took in the 50s and 60s, just for y'all to come over here from Somalia somewhere and walk on the Edmund Pettus Bridge and imitate that. And that's another thing, bro. Like, and I don't want to do, this ain't the teether content. This is just about foreigners saying the N-word, non-Black saying the N-word. But like, for people that say Black Americans have no culture, just do something else. Just leave us alone. It's very easy. You hear a song come on by a Black American, don't play it. You see a video come on by a Black American, don't watch it, right? You see some clothing perpetuated by Black Americans of style, avoid it, right? It's that simple. I never seen people tell us what we not and imitate everything what we do. So Black people, that's the jig, and that's where you got to get your self-esteem and understand that you really leading this cultural ascension through time and space. We leading it. We've been the leaders of it. And everywhere in society, and I don't want to get too much in my next point, everywhere in society, the darkest species of the people have always been mistreated. I don't care if it's in the Americas, I don't care if it's in the Asias, I don't care if it's in the Australias, I don't care if it's in the Africas. So stop letting these culture vultures tell us what they gonna say and do about our culture. And it doesn't have to be a violent confrontation, right? But I'll give you an example. If you really pro-Black, right, then if a non-Black entertainer that's imitating us piss you off, we should never see them on our timeline without even blocking it. Certain names, certain things, certain culture vultures, once a person is deemed a culture vulture by the majority, then we should be able to excommunicate them for the culture. Don't play the music. Boycott the stations that play the music. Boycott the channels that distribute the content, right? It's a lot of ways to own what we do. We just got to have the nuts. And we got to apply our nuts to something else besides shooting at each other and fighting at each other and talking about how better we are than each other. Got to have some nuts. Concrete Genius Pod, man. I'm brilliant with this shit, bro. I deserve to be in a museum. But, and this leads me to this, right? I want to talk about Drake, J. Cole, and hip hop sensitivity, right? We've listened to killings. We've listened to drill music. We've seen real trauma in the Black community for years. Years and years and years. But now feelings matter, right? Now all of a sudden, the way J. Cole feels matters. Why are we talking about this man's feeling like a white woman, right? the way we discussed the battle that Drake started after he lost, like he was some white woman that got sexually assaulted in 1713 rural Alabama, is disgusting. We've become too comfortable with our guests, right? And it's never about feelings when y'all hearing little niggas from Chicago rapping about killing real people. When y'all hearing little niggas from Atlanta and New York and LA rapping about killing real human beings, it don't matter because they all black. They dark-skinned niggas. See, we the disposable niggas to the people that imitate us, right? Excuse me. And all of a sudden, this fucking half white Canadian, and I like J. Cole music. He cool, man. He got a good vibe, but lately he been tweaking out. And too much his white side be coming out, right? And you know, the white side dude got to go extra hard sometimes. And let me preface this. In the name of Jesus, God bless all my mixed niggas. I'm cool with everybody mixed. I got mixed families. I'm talking about these specific artists right now and how their emotions are viewed in the lens of hip hop compared to everybody else, right? When Gucci Mane talk about his emotion, they call that nigga crazy, right? I ain't heard one person call Drake crazy. I ain't heard one person talk about his manhood or nothing other than niggas, right? Now, as we see all these conversations, I only felt this way because Kendrick felt this way, because Drake felt this way, and Drake got called a word. Listen, if you 50-50 niggas don't shut the fuck up, bro, and get all this white sensitivity out of rap battles, I don't know what the fuck gonna happen, man. I'm so sick of the whininess. And that leads me to my next point, right? Drake and J. Cole are phenomenal artists. They've made phenomenal music. But they've also contributed to a lot of what's wrong with the direction of hip hop now and the autonomy and the ability to keep it to ourselves as a guiding force of what we've created. It's harder now. You know why it's harder? Because rap is more global. It's more biracial. It's more suburban influence. It's more structured through not struggle, but I want to belong to this, not I was born into this, right? You damn near got to work really hard to not be involved, not have hip hop in your soul as a black person. You gotta kind of really work hard. If you Mexican, you Asian, you half white, and your family is white leaning, you African, you Haitian, you got to really lean into studying black culture and learn it. All black people got to do is wake up and be friends with people that look like them, right? And it brought all these extra opinions and extra people who thinking they got equity in rap just because somebody that they finally relate to made it. But it's still ours. It's still ours. That's why the person you look up to got to imitate the people that you look down on, right? And we brought in too many non-black rap listeners that don't respect black art or black culture, right? Kendrick got called more names for winning than Drake did for losing, right? The reality of it, and the question I want to ask you is, does America and society and entertainment view biracial blacks through a more softer, feminine, emotional, intellectual lens than they do dark-skinned blacks? Dark-skinned black men are looked at as threatening, aggressive, dangerous, unintelligent, criminal. Biracial black men, especially if they're fair skinned, are looked at as understanding, attractive, introspective, right? I hear a lot of these things words thrown out about Drake and J. Cole and other biracials that I don't get here thrown out about black artists, right? It is really hard for a black artist to be called introspective. Drake can say my feelings was hurt, and they go, oh, that was so introspective. He really bared his soul. Shut the fuck up, man. Sorry, man. But yeah, man, I get tired of that shit, man. And we can't say that the media don't treat biracial people, artists, athletes, media heads, right? Now, don't get me wrong. Being chocolate comes in handy in real life because everybody know if you walk in a room, you looking good, that chocolate gonna win. They gonna cut their eyes, see some of that chocolate. So this is real life. But I'm talking about the way the media portrays it, right? The stereotype, I give you an example, right? LaMelo Ball, I like LaMelo Ball. I was a big fan of LeVar Ball. LaMelo Ball is a very talented player, right? He a kid, young man, right? But he can walk around, be super silly, body full of tattoos, right? He can play the most ignorant music he chooses, which is his right? He can talk about smoking. He can get in 21 damn near car crashes. Of course, I'm joking. It's probably been about 4 or 5. But he's known for recklessly driving around Charlotte with his cars, damaging his cars, wrecking his cars, high-speed driving. Got up from a press conference with his entire ass hanging out. And because he's half white, I've never heard him called a thug. Now think about this. Before you start getting emotional and speaking from a place of emotion, let's think about this clearly, right? Richard Sherman was a cornerback, and all he did was yell in a passionate moment to Aaron Andrews, and he got called all kind of thugs, right? I'm not advocating for LaMelo Ball or anybody biracial to be mistreated. I'm just advocating for dark-skinned black people to be treated with the same respect, right? And the same lack of suspicion and the same human decency and courtesy, right? Because Anthony Edwards can't act as ignorant as LaMelo Ball. Ja Morant can't do what LaMelo Ball. It's not going to be looked at the same, right? Like, Jordan Love, regardless of how he plays, his intelligence is never questioned, right? And I love Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes' intelligence is never questioned. But Lamar Jackson's is, right? Shedeur Sanders is, right? So we've come to this time in America, right, where the country has become so racially ambiguous that we don't even recognize our prejudices, right? A black man, take me for instance, I'm 6'5", about a good 285, right? I can have on a suit. I don't have no face tattoos. I got a couple of small little neck joints, but you ain't gonna see them with the collar. And my skin smooth. I look good. I smell like money. I could still walk in a room sometimes and people will assume I'm more threatening than the mixed dude in the flip-flops and the shirt and the nose ring. This stereotype, is why if you know anybody in profit and loss, store management, they're the people that try to stop people from shoplifting. The majority of shoplifters are white women, Hispanic women, Indian women, and Asian women. You know why they shoplift and they get caught so much? Because store workers and most store employees would never suspect them for stealing. So let's be honest. I remember I coached a team years back, and I was partnered with, had a business associate at the time, white gentleman, had a biracial child. He had a baby by a black woman, right? And we had a discussion of he was telling me, you know, how much pressure he's under to have a black son, you know, and I'm like, your son ain't black, but that's a whole different conversation. I don't believe a white man can make a black child. I don't care who he lay down with, right? But I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. The bigger discussion, the debate was like, how do you think you can teach your son to be a black man and you're a white man, right? And then we got into some more deeper questions. And my statement to him was, in 10 years, when our children are probably in their early 20s, if my dark-skinned, tall, black, handsome son gets pulled over and your 5'6", 5'7" mixed son get pulled over, the police are going to automatically view my son as more threatening 100 times out of 100, right? And the argument got passionate, but it offended me because it reminds me of how, as black people, everything we do is overanalyzed, overcriticized, or judged, right? Even if we speak about the conditions that we see out of our own two eyes with our own brain and our own, and hear with our own ears, and people like, no, it's not really like that, right? And I just think America has a colorism problem. We fear dark-skinned blacks, and we overly compensate. We already know they overly compensate with white people. You can look at just every person in position in power is damn near a DEI hire, DEY, DEW hire, a dumb, inefficient white person hire. Right? It's just all it is. But even the biracials, they get cliquish. Everybody's getting cliquish. And the thing about it is, all the steam and all the coal comes off the back of dark-skinned black Americans, right? So my question to you is this. I'm interested to hear what people think. Do we have a colorism problem in America? And are biracial people treated, are biracial people treated with more preferential treatment than dark-skinned black people? People I like to call like full blood, like me, I'm 1,000% nigga. I got 16 dark-skinned black great-grandparents, all chocolate, all they names, right? So I am what you call a nigga that can trace his lineage back to the 1700s. I ain't never had no Meemaw. I can speak on this. And I understand, right, psychologically how color, self-esteem, overconfidence has been weaponized to drive America. Because we don't see each other as humans, we see each other as a color. Concrete Genius Pod, man, the best of the best podcast you're going to ever see. Smoothest content you're going to see. We got some new announcements coming. We got an all basketball pod coming. We got some other type of podcasts coming. But to you, if you out there and you want to collaborate on content and you think you got a story, now is the time to tap in with me. We can make something happen, right? I can get your story in front of a few 100,000 people in a matter of seconds. So if you're interested and you'd like to participate, shoot me a DM. Matter of fact, shoot me an email. I might see the email before I see the DM. Shoot me a text, but the DM will work. Let me know you trying to make some content. We can get this cracking. ConcreteGeniusMedia.com. God is good. Love your fellow man. Love your people. Amen.